This time on BC Wild, I'm hitting the hard water in search of kokanee. As someone that grew up fishing over hunting, the mystery of what lurks beneath the surface has always called to me, and kokanee has quickly become one of my favorites. Great fighters for their size, and one of the best tasting, if not the best, red meat fish available to those who don't have regular access to the ocean, kokanee are a damn fine way to beat the winter doldrums and top off the freezer in the process. Last year, I spent almost my entire ice season dialing in the kokanee fishing. I moved from spot to spot around the lake, looking for areas they commonly travel, and had a lot of frustrating days. So much so, I even went and invested in a helix to better my odds. Eventually, I settled on this spot and have yet to have a bad day here, leading me to believe that location is a lot more important to kokanee fishing than some people tend to think. This episode comes at the end of a week of fishing, and some really good fishing at that. So lucky for me, my tent is already set up, holes drilled, and I have high expectations for today. It's been prime time now, 10 to 11 o'clock. Every day I've been out here this year, it's been really good over this little time stretch. It's 10:05 now. Fishing 5 minutes at most. Already got some fish on me. Well, definitely just marked the school. Screen was just lit up with fish all the way down from 10 to 48, but didn't seem to really care. Lots of fish around this morning, but just not seemingly interested in eating at this point. Might require a change color. Go to orange or something, see if that fires them up a little. There's fish all over. Oh, here comes one. Yeah, he's on me. Two on me now, it looks like. Oh, son of a bitch. Finally one took me pretty good there. Kokanee usually will return. Still on me, so there's a whole bunch of fish on me all of a sudden. Hoping I didn't lose my corn. There we go. First one of the day. A little bit tough to see, I know. I'm going to fix all that in a minute. A little bit short, but still pretty chunky. Pretty average for around here. But yeah, we're off to a good start. Been here maybe 10 minutes. Been marking tons of fish and one on the ice. Fishing's been really good the last few days. I've, had some really good luck. I've got my limit 3 days, 3 trips in a row, and just been leaving my tent on the ice. Oh, marking something down lower here. I'm going to drop down. Yeah, fishing's been really good. Got 3 marks down low there. Right around 48 feet. So I'm hoping we can find some aggressive fish today. Keep my streak going. I'm considering just moving out onto the ice today. It's a nice warm day, and it's a water pit in the tent here right now because it hasn't been freezing that night. So all the snow has melted out over. It's been out here for about a week now, my tent. Got my concerns about how I'm going to get my tent off the ice with some of the stakes have melted their way in and then frozen back over. There he is. Catastrophic hook set, but got the job done. A little bit nicer one than the first one. A little bit longer, a little bit chunkier. That's pretty good coke. They've been pretty consistent around this size this year. They've been pretty nice ones, so I'll take that. Number 2. Missed it. Like I said, I think I'm going to move out of my tent here in a little bit, set out on the open ice. It's a beautiful day. Easy got 3 inches of standing water in the tent right now. It's right up the rubber end on my boots. Luckily these are good boots. They haven't soaked through yet, but they're sitting this long enough, they might. Back on me, it's probably worth a bait check. Oh, son of a bitch, what happened there? Surprised me there, he took it on a jig and I probably ripped that one right out of his mouth. Still there though. He is dropping back down now. Got a fish on me. 2 of them. Oh man. I'm not done. Looks like a good one. Average. I'll take him. Look. Swimming his way around the tent. There's so much water. It's like a live well in here. There it is, number 3. They haven't felt very aggressive today, but I've marked so many fish, you're bound to find a few biters. Marking a fish here. Just up above me. Looked like he was maybe arcing down. Yeah, he's coming. On me now. Back down he goes. See if I can get him to come back up. Yeah, he's back on me. Just grabbed me there. Oh. Another beach. When I miss him, I'll usually drop it straight back down, and then once it appears the fish takes off, I'll do a quick bait check. Especially when you're fishing with corn on a warm day like today, it gets a little soft and mushy. It comes off the hook pretty easy. And they definitely don't like that bare jig. Really learn that if you don't have bait, they'll sit there and they'll stare at your jig the whole time, but they're not going to take it. Grab that bait. Every time I'm thinking I'm going to take a minute and go drill a hole outside and move my stuff outside. Marked a couple fish. It's been pretty consistent today with marks. And they've been consistently unaggressive. Guess I can't complain too much. Do have 3 on the ice. There he is. Definitely my best one of the day. That's a pretty nice little coke. We'll take that guy, number 4. 1 to go. Alright, I'm moving outside this time officially. After a full week of minus 20 and colder, I'm ready for a day out on the lake and enjoying the sunshine and fresh air. The constant fish passing below makes it tough to take a break, but these fish will have to wait. I'm moving outside. The dog is also pretty fired up about this decision. Oh, nice sitting on the ice. I don't do this very often anymore. Usually just sit in the tent. But it's a beautiful day. A couple degrees above zero. The dog gets to play opposed to just sit there. Couldn't ask for much more. There we go, number 5. Still marking a few fish. So, might do a little bit of catch and release for a little bit. Because why not? And that's my limit. I'm gonna give him a kiss. With this one on the ice, I've got my limit for the day, but given that it's warm, early in the day, and the amount of fish swimming around beneath me, I'm going to stick around a little longer and see if I can't catch a few more for fun. Immediately got one coming up, as soon as it saw me dropping. Missed him. One just grabbed me pretty good there. Reading a text from my wife. There he is. Number 6 for the day. Come on, buddy, come on. That's a nice coat. Might be hard to see on the camera from there. But same size as the rest. They're facing the wrong direction. There he goes. Got my limit, I could easily leave, but tough to leave when the fishing's good. Just sitting on me. Went to jig and he had it and I missed it. There he is. Another nice one. Making a mess. Another nice kokanee. Pretty average for what I've been catching all day. Again, he's probably hard to see on the camera from there. Send him back. There he is. Number 8. I didn't lose him. I'm still got it. Number 8 on the day. Probably actually one of my better ones. But yeah, let's get him back. There he goes. Still sitting on me. Once this one moves on, I think I'm going to call it a day. Can't pull it away from him. Wanted to chase it down there. do find when they're just sitting on it sometimes, if you can get them to chase it, you can get them to take it. Start slowly reeling it a couple feet up at a time, let them chase it up. Do the same thing with dropping it. I was pretty close to the top there. Shit. Just like that. On that note, I'm going to call it a day. It's been a great day. It's been a great ice season so far. It's 4 limits in a row for me now. Got a great stock of kokanee in the freezer and marking another fish on me here. Yeah, like I said earlier, it's going to do a bit of a catch and cook today. So it's after 1 now, getting pretty hungry. And head home and do up some kokanee burrito bowls. Yeah, just been a great day of fishing. Landed 8, kept my 5, and non-stop marks. I don't think I've gone more than 5 minutes without marking a fish today. Had lots of other opportunities, probably should have had a bunch more landed. But that's the way it goes sometimes. Still can't complain about a day like today. Had tons of days where, I went home empty-handed. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'll see you back in my house. I'm back home now. It's been a couple weeks since I actually filmed this episode, but kokanee fishing's been really good this year. We've done really well, got limits almost every day. Got a good stock in the freezer, and over the past couple weeks I've been kind of experimenting with a couple new recipes. I tried this one not too long ago, and it's quickly become one of my favorites. There's lots of, I have my traditional ways that I like to cook kokanee, fresh off the lake. Really like to pan fry them. They're super good like that. You can smoke them traditionally, candied salmon, anything like that. It's great for hunting and fishing snacks or just snacks around the house. And smoked kokanee dip's another one of my favorites. One thing I really want to try this summer is I want to try cooking some on a cedar plank, just like you would for, a salmon. But the kokanee is really good. Not the biggest fish eater in the world, so I've been trying to kind of experiment with recipes, especially because my wife, she doesn't like fish at all. She will eat it if I feed it to her, but I can usually tell she's not really enjoying it. So I've been kind of experimenting with a couple new recipes where you can kind of blend the fish into the flavors. It's not as obvious that you're eating fish. It's not like eating just a fillet or something along those lines. So today I'm going to be doing burrito bowls. This one's really good. Like I said, the one time I've made it so far, you can't even tell what you're eating. Like the fish just disappears into the rest of the flavors, but you're still getting that nutrition, that wild food. I am missing a few of the ingredients that I used when I made this in the past, but that's okay, it's just lunch. It doesn't have to be as filling today. So, got some Spanish rice cooking here. Got the fish baking in the oven. I got some corn and chili salsa from Trader Joe's. My wife picked that up last time she was down in the States. I got some cheese, some cilantro, and I'm gonna have some refried beans, olives, and a bit of lime juice. The 3 things I'm missing is, instead of just lime juice, I'd usually rather use a fresh lime. It's just hard to beat the fresh lime juice. And then avocado and tomato go really well with this too. But it is what it is. And I'm gonna start, now that the rice is cooking and the fish is baking in the oven, I'm gonna start getting everything else going. Now, I've already started the rice and fish, but I'm gonna jump back a couple steps and start there. First, start your rice. Half a cup is plenty for myself, but the amount you use will depend on how many people you're cooking for. While your rice cooks, you can begin prepping your fish. Preheat your oven to 350 and then remove any bones or gunk from the fillets that you may have left behind while filleting. Once deboned and clean, cut your fish into bite-sized chunks. Add your fish into a bowl and then season with cumin, pepper, and I'm using chili lime salt, but regular salt will work just as well. Next, lay your fish chunks onto a baking sheet skin side down. Don't use any non-stick spray on your tinfoil. This will cause the skin to stick and allow you to peel the meat away from the skin once cooked. Once laid out, add your fish into the oven and bake for 15 minutes. Once your rice and fish have finished cooking, add your rice, beans, corn chili salsa, and mix these together. Then, add your fish. Next, add cilantro. I'm using hot sauce, lime juice, olives, and some grated cheese. Finally, top it off with your sauce of choice, whether it be sour cream or something else. I'm using a cilantro lime cream from a local grocery store. And of course, don't forget the cheese tax. Lastly, mix it all together and it's time to eat. And there you have it. Salmon burrito bowl, Kokanee burrito bowl. Get a good bite there, as much of the flavors in there as I can. Some good stuff. You can barely tell it's fish. So if you have someone that's a little bit of a picky eater in your life, or you yourself, you like to fish, but you don't always like to keep them or whatever because you're not a big fan of the flavor, this is a great recipe for that. One thing I forgot to add while I was putting it together there, that I'm going to add now, is pickled jalapenos. If you like a bit of spice, they go really good in here too. When hunting and fishing started to become more than a hobby to me, and a way to provide myself and my family with completely wild meat, with it came the realization that not every meal is going to be perfect. Sometimes that buck you killed in late November is going to be a little, well, what I'll call flavorful. That fish may be a little fishy, especially when you live hours from the ocean, but with a little ingenuity you can make some damn good meals out of what most people might consider the less premium meat. When providing your own meat, you're going to have to learn to fish. Because as much as I'd like to, a complete red meat diet isn't exactly ideal. But Kokanee are a great place to start. They're fun to fish for, give a great bite for a fish that on average weighs at most a pound, and cooked right, can be damn tasty.